Dear you who just got laid off. First, I just want you to breathe. That's it, nothing more. Just breathe. I know that your mind is spinning. I know your stomach is in knots. I know you're replaying the moment over and over in your head. The way they looked at you, the words they used, the email, the silence, the finality of it all. Maybe you didn't see it coming, or maybe you did, but you were hoping, praying, holding on to a thread of possibility that you'd be spared, but now here you are, jobless, titleless, directionless, and maybe, if you're honest, feeling a little worthless too. Let me stop you right there. You are not worthless. You are not a failure. You are not broken. You are a human being who just got handed something really, really hard. So, if today all you do is get out of bed and make coffee, that's okay if you need to cry or scream. Or sit in silence for a while. That's okay if you feel lost. If you feel angry, if you feel numb. That's okay, you're grieving. And yes, it is grief. Because even if you hated your job, even if you were thinking of leaving anyway, you didn't choose this. You didn't choose to wake up with your sense of stability ripped out from under you. You didn't choose to have your plans derailed, your identity shaken, your confidence cracked. So let me say this clearly for the people in the back. You're allowed to feel everything. You don't have to pretend to be okay right now. But when you're ready, even just a little, I want to invite you into a different kind of conversation. Because somewhere beyond the fog, beyond the fear, beyond the frustration, there's a new chapter waiting to be writ. And it starts with this truth. You are not your job. Read that, a guy. You are not your job. You are not your title. You are not your company. You are not your LinkedIn headline or your resume or your latest performance review. You are you, with your grit, with your scars, with your story. And no one, no employer, oh layoff, oh corporate restructuring can take that away from you. Let's be honest, the world doesn't really prepare us for this kind of loss. We're taught how to write resumes, how to shake hands, how to chase promotions. But we're not taught how to fall. We're not taught how to sit in the space between what was and what's next. We're not taught how to feel powerless and still find power. But here's the secret no one tells you. The space between what broke you and what builds you. That's where the magic happens. You might not see it now, you might not believe it yet, but there will come a time when you'll look back on this moment, the same moment that's wrecking you right now, and you'll say that was the turning point. That was the beginning of everything new. Or because it was easy, but because it woke something up in you. A fire, a fight. A deeper knowing of who you are and what you deserve. But before you run toward what's next, pause. Let yourself feel, let yourself be. Because moving forward doesn't mean rushing forward. It means rooting yourself in what matters and letting that guide you. And what matters right now is you. Or the version of you that performed, achieved and impressed, the real you. The one who stayed late. The one who tried hard. The one who wanted to belong. The one who deserves better than a "we regret to inform you" email. Dear you who just got laid off. This is not the end. I know it feels like a wall, but I promise it's a door. And maybe the handle's a little rusty. Maybe the hinges creak, but it opens. And when it does, you'll see the world differently. You'll start to ask different questions. Or just, how can I find another job? But what kind of life do I want to build now? What kind of work would make me proud? What do I value? And where am I no longer willing to compromise? Those are powerful questions, and they lead to powerful answers. Answers that don't just give you another paycheck, they give you purpose. You don't need to have it all figured out today, but I want you to make yourself one quiet promise, that you will not shrink to fit into systems that couldn't see your worth, that you will not go back to what broke you just because it's familiar, that you will not let this moment define you, but you will let it shape you. Because this moment right here, this messy, uncertain, uncomfortable moment is your starting line. And you're just getting started. You know, sometimes life clears the path for you by burning the bridge behind you. And I know that sounds dramatic, maybe even cruel, but what if this fire, this unwanted ending, is what finally sets you free? Free from autopilot, free from the pressure to perform 24/7, free from chasing goals that were never really yours to begin with. Because let's be honest, how many of us ended up in jobs because they were safe but not soulful? Because they paid the bills but drained the spirit? Because they looked good on paper but felt hollow? In the heart, it's okay to admit that. It's okay to say, I gave that version of life everything I had, but I think I'm ready for something else now. It's okay to want more, not more hours. Or more hustle, not more checkboxes. More meaning, more alignment. More truth. The world may tell you that. Now is the time to be practical. To get back on track as quickly as possible. To silence the fear with a safe offer. A steady title, a familiar routine. But I want to invite you to do something radical. Instead, get still. Get curious, get honest. Ask yourself the questions that only shake loose when everything else falls away. What do I want my days to feel like? What do I want to wake up for? What would I do if I didn't need to prove anything to anyone? Because those are the questions that lead to a life, or just a livelihood. And maybe the answer isn't immediate. Maybe it doesn't come in the form of a 5-year plan or a perfect job description. Maybe it comes as a whisper, a tug, a memory, a dream you buried because someone told you it wasn't realistic. I say dig it up, dust it off, and dare to imagine a guy. Because reinvention doesn't happen in giant leaps. It happens in tiny shifts, daily choices that move you one step closer to wholeness. Maybe that looks like signing up for a course you've been putting off, or reaching out to someone you admire for a real conversation, or simply giving yourself permission to rest without guilt, whatever it looks like. Know this: you are allowed to move forward slowly. You are allowed to build something that makes sense to you, even if it doesn't to anyone else. You are allowed to take the long road, the weird road, the one that winds through failure, risk, beauty, and breakthrough. You are allowed to start over, and not just allowed, you are capable. More than that, you are worthy. Dear you who just got laid off, I want you to know you're not alone. There are millions of others like you, sitting in silence, scrolling through job boards, wondering if they'll ever feel secure, guy. But beneath that uncertainty, there's something else, something quiet, something real: hope. Hope is not the same as blind optimism. Hope is the stubborn belief that something more is possible, even if you can't see it yet. Hope is what gets you up in the morning, even when your inbox is empty. Hope is what keeps your heart open, even when the rejections roll. Hope is what reminds you this isn't the end of the road. It's just a detour, and maybe, just maybe, it's the detour that leads you back to yourself. So here's what I hope you remember. You are not behind, you are not too late. You are not disposable. You are not defined by this moment. You are still full of possibility. You are still becoming, and the world still needs the very thing that only you can bring to it. Or the polished versio, or the one with the perfect elevator pitch. The real you, the you who dares to rise a guy. The you who chooses meaning over fear. The you who knows, even in the silence, that something powerful is being rewritten beneath the surface. That version of you. Yeah, I believe in them. And someday soon you will too. With hope, strength, and solidarity. Someone who's been there and came back stronger. You are not lost, you are becoming. You are not behind, you are exactly on time. Let that truth settle into your bones. And the next time you hear yourself say, I want you to remember this voice. Wings are still wings, even small ones. Your comeback will be stronger than your fall.